Hello everyone and welcome back to another episode of the Hardcore Survival. This is episode 4 and we have lots of stuff planned for today's episode. But in the last episode we went ahead and we built up 2 pens, one being sheep and one being cows. We also went ahead and we built up the villager breeder, so now we can actually get some villagers rocking here so we can get a lot of the good trades. But the first thing today that I wanted to start getting cracking at was this map room. But now that as I'm sitting here, I realized that we actually completed the villager breeder in the last episode, and we actually forgot to mark it off this board. What I'm actually going to replace this with is start mega base, because we eventually are going to need to move to the mega base, probably up there in the Shattered Savannah still, because this storage room is really not going to be cutting it. We only have a total of 12 double chests, and even this is already getting full. A lot of these chests are going to get filled pretty quick. So I've been trying to think about where we put this map room, and what I've actually come to decide is we have this little tiny space above our 2 entrances that's just blank. And what we can do is come inside the main entrance of our cave and take out these furnaces and extend this cave to a 2nd floor and have it come out about right there. And then in that spot, we not only can have a map room, but we can also have a few other things and maybe even our first super smelter. And of course, first thing we have to do is rip out these furnaces and then we can start mining out the 2nd floor. And what I think we'll be using for the staircase is some deep slate tile stairs, because I really like the color that these give off. And not only is this a good color, but it really matches with the grayscale vibe that we got going on down here. And simply a staircase like this should work. And what I was thinking is that we go away from using this whole cave style and we go for a more of a bigger room here. That way it can look a little bit more formal for a map room. So let's go ahead and dig this room out the most we can and see how big we can get this without having to terraform. Okay, and this looks like it's going to be working completely fine. So all we have to do now is finish off this room with adding this 4th wall and also making sure that the terraforming doesn't look too bad compared to how the mountain was going and shouldn't be too hard. And it seems like this is the max amount of room that we could have taken for this room, because we actually came out a decent amount over here. I'm not really liking the way that this terraform is looking, so I may tweak it over time. So now what we have to do is go ahead and head into the Nether, so then we can have a little bit of a glow effect coming behind all the maps, because of course these are where they're going to be sitting. As we're in the Nether now, we can go ahead and make a more safer way to get down here, and we can get ourselves some glowstone. And I have to be very careful because we do not have any sort of feather falling or any protection. I mean, we have a little bit of protection, but that's not gonna hold us from falling all the way down to there without dying. So let's make a decent staircase. Of course, this isn't the best, but a lot of people get like their hands start shaking and stuff when they get nervous with this type of game. I actually tend to not have that, so I can be very calm and place blocks and do whatever I need to do without freaking out. Just like that, we're down here, and I didn't really worry it one bit. Of course, that worries me a little bit, so I'm just gonna safeten this a little bit. Now we just need to head over and like that over there and just get a little bit of glowstone. Actually, this thing of glowstone is actually very close to that, so we're gonna see if we can make our way down there without too much trouble. Seems like we gotta go over this way though. All right, so we just gotta dig up through here, and it should just come out right to it. And there she is. Some nice old glowstone. Go ahead and harvest a bit of this up. We don't need too much, but we're probably just gonna harvest the whole thing, to be honest. This is gonna be our only source of a light block right now. Anything else is gonna be like a lantern or a torch, because of course we are definitely not ready to be tackling a guardian temple. Not only that, but we haven't even found an ocean yet, so we don't even know where one of those would be yet. So we could go ahead and do a little bit of a plug right now. If you want to go ahead and follow me on twitch.tv/drkrink. We're going to be doing some hardcore streams. Now that's going to be maybe a little bit of like a little leak about what's going to be going on within the next episode, but we'll also be doing some more of like the grindy work, like mining, exploring, just getting a whole bunch of like materials and everything and just stuff like that. Okay, so now that we have this glowstone, we can just simply come in here and mine out the little holes and replace it with glowstone. Right now it looks pretty bad, but as soon as we get the maps replaced with it, it'll actually look pretty good. All right, I went ahead and added some 2 wood stairs right there because it was looking a little weird. But now what we need to do is make some item frames. So it looks like we're going to need, what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So then 5 times 4 is 20. So we're going to need 20 item frames, which shouldn't be too bad because we have plenty of cows. Let's see, we actually don't have any leather, it looks like. Actually, there we go, we have 6. Let's go ahead and take our wheat and go and breed up some cows. It's actually good that we're getting these cows because experience is getting very hard to come by right now. And what I'm thinking we might do on the next stream is go ahead and try to find like a mob spawner of some sort. Hopefully a skeleton spawner, but at this point, anything will do to get us some good experience. But for now, we're just going to breed up the cows. I'll breed up the sheep a little bit as well, but I don't like to do these a lot because they tend to make the entire grass dirt. So it's not going to look the best. Of course, they're babies, they're going to be eating a little more, but that's honestly no big deal. But now we do have to kill a little bit of these cows and get about 20 leather. All right, 21 leather should be plenty. Now we got to go ahead and turn these into item frames and put them up in the map room. Luckily, at one point, I made way too many sticks for something, and it's not even enough. Let's go ahead and grab probably our spruce here, get a little bit more sticks, and make up the last of these item frames. Made one too many, but that's no big deal. Now we can come up here and place these in, and it actually looks kind of funny right now. But of course, these will be replaced with maps, and the map will take up the full block. Of course, we will be doing 2x2 paintings. Paintings? Yeah, we'll be doing 2x2 paintings. No, I'm kidding. We'll be doing 2x2 maps, just so that we can fit in most of the area, and if we want to expand our area, we totally can. All right, but now we need to go ahead and make our first 4 maps. Of course, we already have one from a buried treasure, I believe, that we found a while ago. But now what we need to do is go ahead and make up some compasses, and it doesn't even look like we have the crafting recipe for that yet. So of course we are going to need 3 compasses, because you need compasses as the base to make a map. And it also, I don't think we have enough sugar cane, so we got to go ahead over to our sugar farm that we made a few episodes ago and grab some out of this. I really thought we would have some more sugar cane by now. Interesting. We may have to extend that a little bit, maybe add another layer or 2. And there we go, got ourselves 3 more maps, and now we can go ahead and lay out our area and see what it's going to look like on a map. So of course, first thing we want to do is start one off in the cave, and it seems like it's a little bit off to the right. So we have to come over here, and let's actually get the stake off at our offhand here. So we got to go to the other side of here and make another map, and that's going to get the rest of the area, even though it's a little tiny bit. And because we're like right in the middle, what I think we should do is go over and take that side, because I plan on taking this path and going in this direction a bit. And so, of course, we're going to need to make some new maps in this direction. Let's go ahead and head right up here. All right, and here's our next map. It looks like we even got a little bit of lava up in the corner as well. And of course, this is the first map, so it's not going to look like we have a lot here. And then right here, we got our final map. And this one actually consists most of this shattered savanna, which so hopefully, once we start working on the mega base, it'll start showing up in the map as well. Probably not the entire thing, but in the mega base, we'll have another map room that'll consist of our progress of the base. All right, now that we got every map filled into the max, let's go ahead and put it in the first slot in our map room. And I think what we'll do is we'll put the first map right up here in this corner. And that's looking right, so we're going to go ahead and place a sign right here. It's going to say first map. And also we're going to write what episode we made this, and of course this is episode 4. So we'll do that, make the text white, and I will put some glow ink on that eventually, but we don't actually have that right now. So and it looks like we have just a small little area right here, but hopefully I want to start extending into this direction and maybe even over into here as well. And I kind of want to have this whole area just designated to kind of like a green or like a park, I guess you can consider it. And I think what we'll do just to replace these furnaces for now is we're just going to mine out this little 2x4 in here and just replace them with furnaces, just so we can have the opportunity to still cook some stuff up. So I haven't actually given this world any time to work with the villager breeder at all, although we do have 4 baby villagers. But what I think I'm going to do is spend some time going a little AFK, and look at that, one of the babies just grew. Anyway, I was going to take a little bit of time, going AFK, seeing if we can get a decent amount of villagers in here, so we can get started on the villager trading hall today. So let's just say I went AFK for a little bit longer than anticipated. I really only wanted to get like 5 or 6 villagers, and then I fell asleep. We have a good amount now, and we'll have plenty to make a trading hall. However, there's just one problem. We don't have a lot of pickaxe durability yet. This one doesn't even have mending on it. This one does, but that's because we found it in a chest. So I'm thinking what we do is we at least try to get one mending guy for a relatively cheap price. And then I actually have found a skeleton spawner in a stream before. So we're going to head over there and we're going to convert that into an XP grinder. But of course, before we do that, we're going to have to get mending first. So we're going to take a pickaxe here and we're just going to mine out this portion. That way we can get villagers easily out of here without having to open this up and having them like explode out of the cage or anything like that. And simply all you need for this is we're going to need to put a dispenser on this block, and then the minecart will go through, and through this glass block, even though there's a block here, as long as it's glass, the mine rail will still go through it, and then it'll pick up a villager. And I think for now, we're just going to throw them into the wall. All right, so just a dispenser like this, some power rails coming out of it, and then simply we're just going to lead it into this hole in the wall. Go ahead and put a minecart in there and a button on top, and that should grab ourselves a villager and put him right in. I'm going to leave this guy in the minecart for now, just that way we don't have to try and put him back in later. Now simply we just put this in, and then we just try to get mending. Now how long this process will take, I have no idea. Guess we'll just find out. Okay, so here's the thing. We got mending, but it costs 24 emeralds. So I think we'll skip over this one and try to go for like a 10 or 11, because this is just way too expensive without the uses of curing it with a zombie and everything, which we have not set up at all. Now look at this one. Sharpness 5 for a stack of emeralds. That is a pretty insane trade right there. Just think of it, having like to... Just if you want one sharpness 5 book, you have to give him a whole stack of emeralds. That is like really expensive. And it probably, if the cap wasn't at 64, it would probably be definitely higher than that. Now this one will work. 10 emeralds for a mending book will work. So now all you gotta do is put the paper in and just get everything we can. Looks like we can get 14. And then we can go ahead and buy one mending book. And it looks like this guy's also ready to level up. And we're gonna get a quick charge 3 out of this guy. I don't think we are really going to have ever use for a crossbow, but I mean, we have it for now. And not only that, but our mending book did go down to 7 emeralds now, which is very good. And now that we have our mending book, let's go ahead and put this on our Silk Touch pickaxe, and surprisingly, it's only costing 2 enchantment levels to put that on there. So now what we're going to do is we're going to head over to where the skeleton spawner is and actually convert that into a grinder. So in order to actually make that XP grinder, we're going to need a little bit of ice, which means we need to go on a little bit of an adventure. And really the only spots that are going to be making this ice is going to be any colder biomes. Whether that's the snowy tundra, I mean, ice spikes would be even better. But for now, we should probably just go on a little bit of an adventure. And of course, we can go ahead and we can bring the unnamed horse with us as well. Alright, and we've actually done a decent amount of exploring in these directions. So what I think we'll do is go past the village we actually got our villagers from and go see what's out in that area. Alright, so there's the village. Now we can start heading in this direction and see what we can find over here. Oh, and look at this. I honestly didn't expect this going through a hotter biome, but it looks like there's actually some packed ice in this frozen ocean right here that we can collect. Alright, horsey, you gotta wait here, so let's go ahead and dig you a little bit of a hole, because I did not bring any leads. And let's go get some ice, but we gotta do that in the morning, because I really don't want to be out at night. Alright, so simply all we're going to need is one piece of ice for this, but I think what we'll do is gather up a decent amount of this stuff and then just head back with it all. Probably get around 2 or 3 stacks of it just to be safe. Alright, there we go. Now we got our 3 stacks, so let's head home. Alright, unnamed horse, time for you to go back into your pen, and now it's time to go and make that XP grinder. And the skeleton spawner isn't actually that far away from the base. You can actually still see the villager breeder from right there, and the actual thing is right here. So all we gotta do is come down this ladder and you can see the mossy cobblestone right there and a little bit of the spawner right there as well. So let's now go ahead and get this skeleton grinder up and running. All right, guys, we have now finished the skeleton farm, besides adding some decorations on it, but went ahead and connected it to the Nether tunnel. So now we can head through here. And we now have a fully working skeleton farm, and all the drops are going to be filtering into these chests, and seems like we got some glowing. I don't know why. Maybe this will also be a little bit of a glowing farm. Unfortunately, where we're standing though, it isn't close enough for the spawner to actually work. So I made this little tunnel down here. So all we have to do is stand here, wait for some skeletons to come down, and then we just kill them there and get all of our experience that we need. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stand here and just get my tools up to max, and we'll go ahead and start working on our trading hall. All right, so I spent some time over at the skeleton grinder, repaired pretty much both the pickaxes. This one's a little bit lower, that's fine. I also got us to level 34, which means we can do some more enchants. And what we can probably do is go ahead and make some diamond armor, because this iron armor is pretty bad. I mean, we have unbreaking 1 here, protection 1, fire protection 3. I mean, these boots are pretty good, but the durability is very low. So simply, let's just go ahead and start making ourselves up some armor. And look at that. We even got the cover me in diamonds advancement. That's how you know we're really making it far in this world. Turns out we actually only have 12 diamonds left, which we should probably do a little bit more mining probably in the next episode. All right, let's go ahead and see what we can get. Looks like we're getting respiration 3 on the helmet. Get protection 3 on the chest plate, protection 3 on the leggings, and protection 3 on the boots. I'm thinking we should do this respiration 3, just because these are one of the enchants that's only exclusive to the helmet, and we got unbreaking 3 with it. That's not too bad. I wish we would have got a little bit of protection, but that's no big deal. Ooh, blast protection. Is that on all 3? And that one's just unbreaking 3. Yeah, let's get some blast protection probably on the leggings. All right, we got a little bit of blast protection as well. We didn't get unbreaking, but that's okay. So now we should be able to stand near creepers a little bit more without having the risk of dying. And look at us. We're shining. And now we can just retire our old armor. Soon we will make some pretty god pair, probably of a helmet for the Nether, just so we won't get attacked by all the piglins and everything. All right, so now we need to start cracking away on this villager trading hall. And what I was thinking about doing is that we have the Shattered Savannah right here in which we wanted to make our mega base in. And I already put some torches around here, but I was thinking right in this little part of the mountain, we just dig through and we make the trading hall right here. So then let's go ahead and jump into a time lapse and build ourselves up a nice old trading hall. Alright guys, of course it looks a little bit weird right now, but we now have a little bit of a start for a villager trading hall. I know it's not too deep, it's actually only I think about 25 blocks deep, but this will hold a ton of villagers for us to be using. The only thing that I haven't really given any thought yet is how we're going to have them have their trade super low and everything. What I think we'll do is we'll get all that situated before they come into this trading hall. All right, now we need a way to get a zombie in here so we can get these trades down to pretty much 1 emerald per mending book and a pretty low paper for emerald as well, so we can get a lot of emeralds. So what I was thinking about doing is just over in this corner, because the villagers shouldn't be able to see through the glass, is you just dig a small little tunnel, because I know we don't have a lot of space because the sugarcane farm is right there. And we just hide the zombie, probably, actually, no, we probably go in this direction as well. And we just hide him back here. That way the zombies can't see him and spawn iron golems and all that stuff. Something like this should work perfect. All we need to do is get a zombie down in this hole, and then we can have 2 villagers coming through, one being on this side and then one on this side. And of course, we'll just have a track going through for them to get over there. In order to make the zombie be able to come up and down to kill the zombies, we're actually going to need to get a sticky piston. And we actually don't have any slime balls right now, so we need to come over into the swamp right here. It's almost nighttime, but we need to wait for it to get nighttime, and then we can go ahead and kill some slimes. All right, the sun has just gone over the horizon, so we should start seeing some slimes, unless it's a new moon, in which we will not get anything. And of course, the one night that we're out here trying to get slimes, it happens to be a new moon. All right, let's head over, let's sleep. We'll get the whole chamber ready besides the sticky piston, and then we'll come back out here. All right, so all we're gonna need to do is add in some rails here. Of course, we're gonna have a piston here. We're gonna have that for like an example right now, but we're gonna eventually place out the sticky piston, of course. And I think all we're gonna need to do is come under here to the piston. We actually don't even need to do it. Yeah, we actually need to do it there. Just do this, and then we have it coming up into that block. And then simply right here, we put a lever. And there we go, that activates the piston. That way, it can push up the zombie. And then, of course, he'll also be standing on a slab. We're going to have another slab being right there. So as soon as he gets pushed up, it'll be enough for him to reach the villager. And then we'll just push him back down once he's done. The only bad thing right now is that we actually have no way to cure the zombie villagers because we haven't found a nether fortress yet to get the blaze rods from. And we actually have nothing in here yet. So what we have here is an iron sword so that the zombie will be able to kill the villagers a little bit faster. Although it does pick up the sword, we will be name tagging this guy. Just to be safe, I always do this because I've had times where I've given them items and they still despawn. It's very weird sometimes. And what I think that we'll do is we'll name our zombie Kenny. So pretty much what we're going to be doing tonight is trying to not only get the slime ball for the sticky piston, but we're also have to get the zombie tonight. So let's go ahead and get ourselves an easy way to get the zombie down here. And that's water. Simply all we should need is a staircase going down into here. And then we'll just block up this villager. That way the zombie won't see him and try to get over there. And he should be able to just follow us right over to this spot. We're actually going to take this out and do one of these. That way we can just walk over this, and we'll have a trapdoor here, so he'll just walk down in. All right, the sun is going down again. Let's head over to the swamp, get ourselves a slime and a zombie. All right, so the first thing that I want is a slime, so I'm pretty much going to be ignoring any zombie that we see right now because I want to get the sticky piston in there before we get the zombie. And if we have to wait another day just to get the zombie, we can live with that. Hold on, this guy's got full chainmail armor, so we're going to go ahead and see if he's going to want to pick up this sword. Oh, buddy. Oh, he doesn't look like he's a sworder. Nah, he's not one that wants to pick things up. Unfortunately, we can't use this guy, so we have to kill him. That would have been a really cool guy to keep, though. It looks like we also have a outpost over there. So unfortunately, because this is the first phase of the moon, we're not really going to be getting slime too much. We may find 1 or 2 throughout the night, but that's really it. Haven't been able to find any as of right now, but we're still looking. All right, it doesn't seem like we're getting any slimes, so I'm thinking what we're going to try is to see if any of these zombies wants to pick up this sword right here. Okay, we got one. All right, so we got to kill all the other ones and just get the one with the sword left. This shouldn't be too hard. There we go. One more. All right, there we go. So here's Kenny. All right, we got to get him over, I won't say into the hole, but at least at our area as soon, like before daytime comes, which is pretty close. Come on, Kenny, just come this way, and trust me, you'll be able to kill all the villagers you want. Well, not really the villagers that you want, but you'll get to kill the villagers that I want you to kill. So we didn't get any slimes, so let's go ahead and wait until night again, and we should have a higher chance of spawning slimes this time, so because it should be probably, I think, a half moon. All right, and the sun has just gone down, so now we should be able to find a slime again. And it looks like, yep, we have a half moon tonight, which means there should be a decent amount of slimes out, and literally all we need is one slime ball. Then we're done. And we can go ahead and sleep and get finished with this. Now that I'm thinking about it, we're not going to sleep. That way we can get the zombie over into the hole without having to worry about daylight burning him. All we're going to need is one slime ball out of this, and then we're good to go, except we are being destroyed by mobs right now. All right, there we go. We got 7 slime balls. Let's really quickly get out of here, convert these over, and get the whole thing behind us. All right, all we need to do is get the sticky piston in there with the slab right there. That way the zombie will just be sitting like that. He shouldn't be able to reach anything. All right, let's get the zombie in here. All right, sir. All right, Kenny. Just need you to follow me into here. Yep, ignore the villagers. Come right through. No, open that. And then do that. He should fall right in. There we go. Okay, so now we just got to get around. Filling that in, and there we go. Now you should be able to, if we lift this. Well, that's not supposed to be there. Yep, he cannot get out. He can't hit us. Just to double check, he shouldn't be able to hit us when we're like this. He can't. There we go. So now all we got to do is pretty much have the villager sitting right here. We flick this up, then he'll be able to reach them, and then he'll kill him. We move the villager probably to out over here, and then we can just cure him up, and then we're good to go. All right, that's going to go ahead and end off this episode. We are right now on day 95, so in the next episode, we will be hitting day 100, so that's going to be very cool. Also, in the next one, I hope to build up an iron farm because our iron supplies are getting very low. But I'm going to go ahead and see you guys all in the next one. Goodbye.